Hello.
Hi.
So does anyone have a question? Perhaps one of our peers could answer?
I honestly have barely just started on the quest, so I don't have questions yet.
Okay.
I guess I've been working on the third quest. And I'm just stuck on the extreme bit. I can't tell like the logic behind it. Like I've read the PDF like 3 times and I looked at like um the module information stuff and I just still don't understand like the logic. I mean, the logic behind setting the extreme bit. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. If anyone has anything on that, otherwise I'll just keep working on that.
Could you possibly tell us more when you say quest 3? Which one is that?
That's the automaton.
Yeah, that one. It's a bit one.
Yeah. So just like it's inside the like the make next gen method. And then whenever he's on his tester, like my extreme bit has been setting wrong, but my padding is correct so far. So I'm just working on figuring that out. Did anyone have like something similar or no?
Sorry, what are you talking about?
Oh, I was just talking about quest 3, the automaton, and the extreme. I'm having issues with like the extreme bit being incorrect. Although so far my padding has been correct, and that's based off the extreme bit to some extent, right? But yeah, I just can't really seem to figure out the logic for the extreme bit. It just doesn't seem to be described anywhere. I'm definitely missing it somewhere. It's obviously somewhere. I'm just not sure where it is in the PDF instructions.
Yeah, I'm also stuck on this one, so I'm not sure. Yeah.
Have you gotten to the like where he's just testing the make next gen, right? Because that's pretty much like the whole.
I'm like barely starting, so I'm kind of lost.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to just absorb for every single one of these.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Awesome. Dude, I just got through number 3 and it was a bitch. Yeah, because no one has any questions. If I can just start, throwing them out there. That'd be cool.
Do you have questions about? Never mind.
Oh, I
Yeah.
have a question about the midterm next week. Do you guys know like the structure of how it's gonna be?
Great question.
I'm guessing it's MCQ.
So no coding or anything. It's just like
Well, I think at least for the CS2A one, it's just like MCQ where it gives you a snippet of code or something like that. It might be different for B.
I
How was it?
see.
Was it tough?
No, not really. For
Okay.
CS2A, because CS2A was more. It was more like easier stuff to comprehend. I'm assuming B is going to be not as easy to just like comprehend.
I agree.
I mean, like I'm curious what's gonna be on because the lack of like lectures is kind of throwing me off,
Interesting.
man. Yeah. I'm just having to Google everything. Like
Wait, we have
insane.
lectures?
No, there aren't.
They're not like.
Oh,
just-
okay. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, I'm missing. Okay.
If you go to
just, like, notes.
if you go to modules, there's some
There's like resources,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But there's no lectures, I see.
There's midterm
Oh.
prep. So there's that.
Okay.
Oh, dude, the midterm prep, apparently it's available after the midterm. Like, I think you set the date wrong or something. Well, I'm just super
Oh,
quick.
no, there is no actual prep. Never mind.
Oh,
I was just reviewing midterm prep. Okay, yeah. What did they say on the Reddit? I don't want to go that far back.
well, where's everyone at on the quest?
I'm working on the third one.
Dude,
Yeah, I
the
just
third one
started
was
quest 3.
third one was tough.
Is this too far ahead if I ask about 3? Actually, I know Kayla's been, yeah, your notes have been fantastic. I appreciate it. But so that extreme bit, I just guessed and it made things work. But conceptually, I have no idea what it's for.
Wait, so you guessed the logic behind it, kind of?
Yeah, like I just basically flipped it, right? I just alternated every single time, which like I just kept on trying over and over. So what I was doing is I was just padding everything. So when you make this the first seed, right? You got 1, and then for a 3 parents automata. I don't think I've ever said that word in person, but yeah, automata. But yeah, when the next layer you get 3, right? You get 3 kind of units. I don't see why we can't just pad with zeros every single time all the way down.
I think so actually, like, I asked the question on Reddit before, and then the people said like it's because sometimes when the extreme bit could what's it called, the logic changes it to 1. If you I don't know how to explain this.
Can we draw? Actually, can we do a draw thing on this? Maybe I'll just do this on Paint. Can everyone see what I'm looking at right now?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. So we have see if I can make this not blue. So we have the extreme bits, right? Or we have the significant bit, right? Here's S at the first section. Let's put some spaces. And then for the third one, in order to get the significant bits like this, you need to add the extreme bits up top. There are 3 parents. This is what I have, right? If that makes sense to everybody. Has everyone kind of gotten this far, I guess, with yet?
Yes, I think so.
So you kind of cycle through. I wish I can't. Nothing. I just fucked myself. All right. So let's do this again. And then space SSS. So we use these 3 bits to figure out this one, and then these 3 to figure out this, and then these 3 to figure out this last bit, right?
Like a rolling window, right?
Yeah, like a rolling window, right, right. And so my question is, I think just these initialize to 0. So instead of E's, they're zeros, right? But the rest of them are zeros all the way down. I don't know why we have to put them to 1 sometimes, or like every other time, depending on the key.
And where does the like infinity come into play again? Like it's technically, do you know what I mean? Like, because he was talking about how there's, oh, does he mean infinitely like going down, right? Not to the sides.
Yeah, I think.
I finished quest 3, so I don't know if I'm qualified to answer. But from how I get it, infinity means like you go both sides, so it just keeps on going. It just doesn't matter, because as long as the number of parents, let's say you have like 5 number of parents, you would need more than just 2 padding. Do you understand? Like you would need more.
You would-
Yeah.
yeah, you need to go further
Yeah.
out to like left
You
to
just
right.
go that
So,
that's what it means
yeah.
by infinity. Yeah. Okay.
It
And
just
then
keeps going, right.
yeah, and then for why it changes, I think it's because it's based on the rules. So you know how like there's like rule you have like the vector rules thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sometimes when like you put like a certain rule, there could be like 111 or 000 where it is also true. Do you know what I mean? So let's say you just write a bunch like an 8-bit number, just a random 8 binary.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you see how like the first and the last index, they're both on. And the first one is basically 111. The last one is
Right.
000, right?
Right.
Yeah, so if you apply this to the extreme bits, because all the extreme bits are basically 000 or 111, right? It could change to the other.
That's right. That was
that make
from
sense?
yeah, that was from, so like this is the extreme bit from the first, like the number 7,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then it
And
goes
the other
all
one
way
is a
down,
000.
Yeah, the other one. So I think that's what I think this is where I kind of thought. When I say guessed, this is what I flipped it to, because I just used the first and last of the rules.
Yeah,
And this
basically,
is-
and then
yeah.
you just see if it changes based on rule or not.
Right.
Yeah.
And then if it's this one's 1 and then this one's 0, then it'll alternate. But if it was 1 and 1, then it don't change at all.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
But why is that the case though? Like, why do I care? Like, if we start out with 0 in this instance,
Why should it change, huh?
yeah, I cannot use Zoom often enough to figure out the draw. But yeah, like these 3 bits here, you know, I know, I get it, it changes this one, but the next one's like, why does this left one here change to, in this case, you know, changes the, if this was instead of 0, it's, or if these alternated, right? This would go back to 1 and 1 and 1. Like I can't seem to conceptualize why that's the case. Like, I thought that maybe if you go further out, like you use, I don't know, these 3 then for the next like generation, this would make sense. But and this goes back to like another significant bit that I have no idea.
Wait, sorry. So I might be a little behind here, but correct me if I'm wrong. So the extreme bit is derived from the left end and the right end through the rule. Is that right?
Yeah, so this is the whole thing is the rule. I just drove this, like wrote this real shit. But
Okay.
Let's say for the 3-parent, this is for the 3-parent generation. I don't know how to erase anything. So like, you know how it goes from like number 7, this is the 7th bit. And the next one over is maybe like 110. My binary to hex is what, you know, not perfect, but all of these translate to something, right? The rules go
Yeah, they
from
translate to
this-
one thing each, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the ones that we care about, it seems like for the extreme bits, are the only ones at the end.
Yeah.
And I mean, I understand why we'd use the vector, but like, why can't I just fill these with these zeros every single time down the whole thing is my question. The extreme bits. Kayla, do you have it? I saw you posted some stuff up on Reddit, so I was hoping that you would let me know. Or when did you finish this too?
Yeah, I finished it, but I barely popped it. I didn't dog it.
Yeah, I didn't dog it either.
I mean, I'm guessing it's just based on the rule, because like you know how like the nature of the automaton is to be based on the rule.
Yeah.
So that's why when the rules like has a case where it's like 111 or 000, and he says about infinity, you just apply it to all of them. So that's why you change the extreme bit.
I see.
Yeah, that
I think that's, yeah, when he said go to the extreme, yeah, I figured the reason why, yeah, by the way, the reason why we use 111 and 00 is because you go to the extreme and you pick these three, these happen to match up with these 3 zeros, and then you alternate
Yeah.
that way. And then for this case, if you go all the way down to these ones, these 3 are ones, so then
those would be the extreme. Yeah.
exactly. But why we need to do this, like, yeah, I have no idea. All right. If I guess if I don't like, if we can't find a satisfying answer, we could ask the professor later. Has everyone pupped number 2 or dogged number 2?
That
Question.
was
I think I did
that was due
last
last Monday, right?
this Monday. Yeah,
Yeah, I finished it, but I didn't dog it. Let me
I
see
think I
what-
did.
Wait, when do we have to dog it by? Like week 6 or something, he said?
Yeah,
think
at the very end.
Yeah, by the end. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have time
Okay.
for that.
I'm just convinced that by the time it gets there, I'm gonna forget how to do all of this. Yeah.
Wait, did anyone get 191
Yeah,
for
that's
the
why I'm
blue?
curious. How is there a way
Yeah.
you could tell by like which one you're losing some track? I don't want to go through each and every
It's
one.
usually a decimal, no?
But mine are all whole numbers, and I'm still not at 191.
I
Then
think
it
it's
was
supposed to be
probably the
whole
serpent.
numbers. I
Oh.
think it's supposed to be whole numbers.
I
Oh.
got 190.3 and
Dude, I
I
got
have-
190.8.
yeah, or something like that. And I was like, no, this is it. I'm
Wait,
not
but I
gonna-
emailed him, right? And he said on the syllabus, I swear it says more than equal than 190.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Yeah, and I emailed him about. He's like, nah, 191. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I need to find
No.
0.2 more.
Really?
Wait, did you get the dog? I got 190.8, and then he
Which
said,
one was the
get-
decimal one?
I think it was the serpent. The
Oh, then it was
top
probably
shaka.
something with your 2-string.
Yeah. I just
Then-
can't find it. It looks exactly the same. I've like read it a couple times.
It's probably some spacing or something you missed.
It's
somewhere.
it's probably
Yeah.
it's probably a blank an extra like backslash n at the very end or
A new
something
line, yeah,
something like that.
I have to read it again.
God.
No, I'm
Just
doing
like
this.
test.
Yeah.
No, it's greater than equal to 190, and that's what I'm sticking with.
Did you email him yet? Because he said like you gotta
No.
email him to get a dog. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Try it out.
Yeah.
Are there any like resources you guys recommend like reading? Because like I haven't found anything in reading to understand. Because no
Is for a
dedicated.
specific quest or no?
Say it again.
For a specific quest or
Yeah, just for like generic, just going forward too. I mean, I'm starting quest 3, but like I but that and going forward, I don't know.
Reddit?
Just read-
Yeah, Reddit and the absolute, like the his notes are pretty sparse, like the lectures that he took from someone else. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, before you start quest 3, you need to read you need to read the lectures on that module page.
On the module,
you-
yeah.
you
The game
can't-
of life. and the-
The cellular one. That shit was so tough, I think.
You can't do it without it. Like
Okay.
he basically gives the assignment, and I think what the Anand did was he made it his own, but the prompts are pretty much the same, but he gives him more details that are missing from the PDF.
Okay, dope.
So yeah, definitely read that. But yeah, this is a very unique course setting. Like I don't know, I miss lectures a bit, but I've been reading that absolute C++ book and the sections that I need, and that's been helping me ish.
Okay.
All right, I'm
I
gonna
like
look
the
up-
structure of this though, I'm not gonna lie. Like you can go at your own pace, which is pretty nice.
I'm bitter, but it's yeah.
Wait, so is
What-
pupping the third quest? Is it because I haven't gotten there yet, but like is it just like half of the next gen function, like test to get right or something? Like how much more do I get? Because right now I'm getting like half, like maybe like a quarter of the get next gen function correct. At like the halfway point, do they give you the code or like what?
Let me see.
I think you need to finish make and get first gen.
Oh,
First
okay.
N
So they need more.
generations. Yeah.
Okay.
I think other than that should be fine. I'm not sure though. Are we supposed to post like our tips and stuff every week?
I think that's the easiest way to guarantee some kind of
Participation.
participation. Yeah, that you're kind of adding to the discussion. But
Hmm.
I'll look up. Yeah, so we have no answer for this extreme bit thing.
Hmm.
This is
Guys, for the people like doing the make next gen, I just say like be careful about the padding thing, because that really fucked me up. Like I padded it and then I counted the wrong like index, which fucked up my whole like make next gen, if that makes sense.
yeah. You
Yeah,
get
'cause
the password after generation to string.
Hmm.
Which, by the way, all of those functions get tested individually. So if you did your valid checks and like width checks and all that other stuff somewhere else, because some of these functions stack on top of each other, and I just figured, oh, if I just do it once, it's never going to get there, right? So who cares? But I think his tester tests each of the functions individually. So if you want to save yourself some time, you know, do all those cases in each function. But yeah, I didn't pub this either. Dog this. If you guys want to look at chat, this is kind of what my this is my output that I got for 3, and it looks the exact same to me. Like the
looks like a
yours and mine.
/n.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like.
Well, yeah, that's what I think.
Unless like the chat's like messing it up. But
Oh, no, you're right. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's like
Okay.
spaces and stuff.
Yeah,
Close.
or /n.
Yeah.
It's probably a /n.
That's so weird because you gotta highlight like the textures to see how many spaces there is.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I didn't think about doing that. Nice.
Oh, wait, and a space. Yeah.
In
Hmm.
space. Thanks, guys.
No problem. Wait, does this count as polluting? I'm not sure. Shoot.
Actually, the other last question I have,
42.
what does grinding mean? And I heard that's like a
Is it in the syllabus quiz thing?
something like that, yeah. And is it just like adding over and over again to like the auto grid or something?
Isn't that what we're supposed to do though? That's how I've checked.
That's what I'm doing. Like I think that's
Yeah.
a valid strategy to get feedback and figure out what you're doing wrong.
And I see like before coming into the class, right? They were posts like, oh, server goes down and stuff, but I haven't got any like server down or anything, so I think it's fine. Oh, just be careful though. If you do submit, like, let's say the first one you got like popped, and then the second one you submitted it with like runtime error or some shit, and I checked the like points, it will go back to 0. if that makes sense.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
only
checks
stores your
all-
most recent, right?
Yeah, the most recent one, not the highest one. So just be careful about that.
that sounds like an easy thing to write in his grader. But... Okay. Is it worth? How is quest number 4? If anyone's tried.
I saw a post saying it was easier than 3.
Yeah,
But-
question number 4 is easier for me than question number 3. A lot way easier. Yeah.
Good to know.
I think it's more straightforward because the game of life shit didn't make sense for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any like what are the topics I need to read about before I start?
Let me check. Oh, I think it's the binary tree one, right? Wait, no. Yeah, so like linked lists basically.
Yeah.
It kind of, so there's something called like a binary tree, but you kind of gotta reimagine it, like shift a perspective to, instead of like having like a parent and 2 children's, it becomes like the parent becomes a sibling of one children, if that makes sense.
Okay. So like it's the it's a different shape basically. Instead of a
Yeah,
line.
but it
Yeah.
literally just like rotates. So like, yeah.
Okay.
So it still works the same way. It's just you gotta careful about like cases.
Anyone? I might bring up my questions for my lack of dog on the second quest, but I have to bring...
Oh, was it with the cache?
Yes, the
Yeah.
cache.
You can ask.
Yeah. I have to resubmit so I can get my feedback. What was the total points you got for that too?
1 second.
Which one for quest 2?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Am I dumb? I got 23, I think so.
Same.
How do you know how we're supposed to tackle the cache? I'm not sure because I only got 15 from that. What is 23 the dog though?
That's what I think.
I think so, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I only got 15 too. So if we could talk about cash, that would be highly
Yeah.
ideal. I think if you don't get cash right, you don't get any points. So
Okay. Yeah. So I did post a tip thing, but basically what I said was like you guys are only messing with the cache inside the recursive function, right?
get moves, owner get
Mhm.
moves.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you initialize it to literally size 0 in every dimension, right?
How many dimensions are there? Because
3.
the 3, so num disk, source, and destination.
Yeah.
Okay, because the temp is redundant, right?
Yeah.
We don't care. Okay. Okay, so we've got a 3 by 3. Okay, but
Wait.
yeah. Go ahead.
Are you supposed to resize it to 0 every time you start?
Mm,
I thought it's just resize it to what it had before or something like that.
no. So the way it works is if your inputted at DSRC and DST are bigger than your current cache dot size, then obviously you resize it, right? And you resize it
Mhm.
independently for each dimension. So what you do is you check your cache size in the, I'm just gonna say IJK, right? IJK dimension. You check your cache size in the I dimension and compare it with your parameter D, which is in the I dimension, right? The num disks. And if it fits, then obviously you don't need to resize it. But if it doesn't fit, you gotta resize it. So basically, what I kind of discovered is that the resizing, it should only grow, at least the way I coded it, it should only grow. And then you check independently IJK, right?
Wait, does it grow by 1 or does it grow by this?
Well, it grows in order to fit in the
so
parameter you're
I
inputting.
think I know now. Oh, I see.
Oh,
And
so
then
you start as small as you can. You don't go.
You
I
start-
made my
you
3
start
by
at
3.
0. You start with a cache that doesn't even have like a valid index in every dimension.
Oh,
At least that's how I started.
oh shit. Okay.
Because obviously I check, then I just check if I need to grow, and the very first time I obviously need to grow. And I call it growing, but it's just resizing, right?
So you add, you resize and then you add the value that you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, and again, I only resize if it needs to grow.
Wait, do you resize it to fit exactly, or is it more than by 1? Because I think I did +1 after the exact size.
+1.
Maybe that's you did the +1 as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, because if you think about it, right? If you say, dot resize to 5, I didn't say this in text, right? But if you say
Yeah.
resize to 5, then index 5 is not valid, right? And you're passing in effectively an index, right? You're
Yeah,
passing in,
yeah.
if num disk is 5 and you resize it to 5, then that's going to throw an error. That's why you do a +1.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So then once you resize it, right, you store, I mean, what I did was, I stored what the recursive function steps would have, and those can be intermediate steps technically, because this is all again inside the recursion. And then the part that threw me off is the clearing. And I think his key word was, as you descend, you clear your previous, right?
What does that mean when he said that? When you descend, you clear your previous.
It means kind of like you clear what your previous disk was and everything above, well, below, I mean, everything less than that. Right? I think, let me bring up his
Everything
PDF.
less. Okay.
Wait, but where do you clear it? Do you clear it after the death move? Like,
Say that again?
do you clear it? Because like when would you clear it? You can't clear it before the return, no? Or do you clear before the return?
Well, that's the thing. You're not clearing everything, right? You're only clearing your previous, which is gonna be
Oh.
if we look at it in terms of a stack, because it's a recursive function, right? You're clearing like the previous
Entry.
entry.
Yeah.
Oh, the most top one. That
Well,
Before
got-
the one you
just the
replaced with.
previous. Just the
Yeah.
previous.
Okay. I think that's where I fucked up. But
Yeah. I did it before that return statement, but yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the thing that got me is just everything of the cache needs to go inside the recursion to make it make sense.
Yeah, I took one part out and I was stuck on there for like 30 minutes to an hour, and then I finally figured it out.
And So what is your sizes then for your, let's say like, for the biggest or the first dimension for num disk? Is it
So-
like 0 doesn't exist for disk, right? So did you shift everything over to like by 1? So instead of 0, like 1, 2, like.
So no, I mean, again, 0 is a dead location, like what he said in the PDF, right?
Yeah.
So again, I mean, I don't know if this is necessary, but I mean, it's what worked for me. I told you, I set everything to size 0 at start, and then
Okay.
it pretty much always resized at the start. But I think your question is. Again, 0 is still a dead location. I don't do any shifting of
Oh, wow.
my input.
So now there's at the end of like, if you look at it like at the end of your whole run, your cache should still be for 0 number of disks. It's still a bunch of strings that are empty strings.
Not always. Here, do you want me to run a specific number set?
Yes, please.
What I can do.
Yeah, let's do like 4, I don't know, or 5 disk, and yeah. I would love to see kind of your debugger step through this and just your cache list.
Yeah, sorry, I just need to clear up my main class right now.
Yeah, sure.
Just a quick question, guys. Do you guys what IDE do you guys use? Like, do you guys use VS Code?
Yeah.
Like, does
Xcode.
use Xcode? Oh, because like my debugger for C++, it crashes my Mac all the time, and I'm like, kind of yeah, like I'm not sure how you guys like do it with the.
Do you use Xcode
VS
with Mac?
Code. No, I use VS Code.
No.
Yeah, and it gets super laggy. I'm like, I just have to do like a printf statement instead of like going through the debug sometimes.
Wait, I'm allowed to just show like a main.cpp, right? That just
Maybe if you just show me your debugger, I think it's fine. So you don't show us any code.
okay.
I don't know. I don't know what the rules are.
think-
Uh,
Just send your whole code on.
Yeah, it's
just take a screenshot.
Here, basically what I'll say is like, you were saying that there's a bunch of empty strings. There aren't, because if you're doing the clearing correctly, if you're clearing the everything, I don't want to say above or below, but in a stack, it's technically like above everything previous,
Mhm.
right? Those sizes in those dimensions or whatever should all go to 0, and if they're at 0, there are no empty strings because there is no allocation even for an empty string. So for example, my toString of, I'll just show you this. Like, so if I put in that, right, my toString will only show indexes for, and my toString is just nested loop, right? My toString will only show values at 430 and 43. My toString only shows those values because everything else was cleared and
After that.
basically reset to size 0 to where there is no allocation for an empty string to even be there. And I put a dot because I don't feel like putting in the whole.
Yeah, I understand what it's the string. Yeah.
But it's the whole answer there.
If you
because-
look at my screenshot, like this is kind of what I'm seeing, right? Here's a cache. It goes, the highest part of the tree is the disk, on the far left side, but the layers inside of it, there's a lot of like empty strings. I resize like the two, the bracket 2, bracket 1, and you can see that 2 1 2 2 1 2 is filled, but then 2 1 0 and 2 1 1 is got empty strings.
Wait, and also 2 0, and then I would star. I mean 2 0 star. I mean 2 0 and all.
Yeah.
Has nothing in it. So why is there even space allocated to have these empty strings?
That's a good question.
So in fact,
Yeah.
2 0, you shouldn't be able to drop down the 0
Oh,
because there shouldn't be
interesting.
anything there.
So I think how I start my when I initialize this like cache, I make it a 3x3 vector that's filled with just empty strings. But you're telling me that I don't have to do that at all. I could just initialize
Yeah,
this
so
empty vector
You just declare it empty, yeah.
You just declare it empty. You say
Oh.
it's size 0 in all dimensions. You say it's a vector of a vector of a vector, right?
Yeah.
Of a string.
But with nothing in them.
But you say that it's each dimension is of size 0. You can resize it to 0, or I don't know how you want to do it, but as long as you print out, if you were to like see out each dimension size at the very start, it should all say 0.
Okay, that's good to know.
But yeah, I mean, something that I can automatically tell is wrong, and other people, let me know if you agree with this. At 2, 0, you shouldn't have even been able to like hit the drop down menu there, because there shouldn't have even been indexes 0, 1, 2, 3 even exist at 2, 0, because you have nothing there.
It's empty, yeah.
All right. If I can't figure this out, I'm gonna punch you down later.
Do you initialize like the size in the header file straight away with the cache, or is it within a function? Because I'm not sure which function I would have to put in.
Yeah, I know, because he said use the default constructor, right? So I was really confused about that.
Yeah.
I did some searching, and there's like this type of thing you can do in the header file. Wait, sorry. No, not in the header file. I need to find it. Sorry, it's been a second.
So I declared it within the header file, but I didn't even declare even a size for it. I just kind of did vector, vector,
Yeah,
vector.
just
blank.
off of cache, right? Yeah, that's
all
what
I
I
did.
have as well.
And that mine
But
worked.
then you guys, because you guys were talking about like, oh, you stated it as like size 0. I'm like, maybe I should
Yeah.
have done
Oh,
that
so what I
too.
did, because he said use the freebie constructor, right? So I was like, I don't think I need to make a constructor. But the only
Mhm.
way for me to get it to work was I did some searching, and it seems like there's like this like shorthand. I don't know the correct name for it, but if you put like a colon, like in the header file, if you put like a colon after the constructor, and then you can write a couple lines where it's like,
Yeah, like initialization.
yeah. So that's where I do it, and I have like, like a
Ah.
0, comma,
Okay.
etc.
Oh, in your default constructor, you did it there. You just
Yeah.
made an empty cache.
Yeah.
When you initialize your cache, are you doing cache vector, vector, vector? Or is just like 3x3 dimensions?
So you mean like where I declare the instance of the cache?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a like the PDF, right? It's a vector of a vector of a vector of a string.
Yeah.
Open up this.
I didn't remember. I don't think I ever set the size to anything when I set it up.
Okay, maybe I'm just doing it redundantly or something, but
Or maybe I forgot.
I mean, I guess your clear was probably just like correct from the start or something, and I just like, and mine wasn't, so I like it may help me pass more, and then I finally got the clear to work. So maybe I could just get rid of this.
What does clear do?
It clears. I mean, it should delete the stuff you don't need in the cache.
I see.
You mean the dot clear, right?
Yeah. It's
Oh.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh,
that
sorry.
spot.
Dot clear. It should just. Wherever you call it, like at what dimension you call it, it should just like clear the leftward. Well, wait, is it upper or leftward? Like the parent like the parent of that dimension, and so on. I think I don't know how to describe it. I think you could definitely look that up to get a better definition.
All right. I think I made mine. I think I initialized mine like, yeah, I just made the whole thing, and I try to shrink it down afterwards, but you're saying I should make it as small as possible and just resize
Add-
it and then add stuff to it as you go.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like right now, like the output you put out, you screenshotted,
Yeah.
I think it's wrong because there are
What's
those
wrong?
empty strings, right? Because
Yeah, it's definitely wrong.
so if you just focus on making it so those aren't there, then I think you'll be closer.
So you only have like, let's say that for that instance, that level, 2-1, it should only just show up as like 2-1-2, and then the 2
Well,
1
it would
zeros
show the 0, like it would so it would show the 2 0, but then at least for my debugger, if I hit that drop down menu,
Yeah,
it would show nothing.
all right. And the second level on the 1 level, would it show anything for 0 and 1?
Yes, it would.
Oh,
Those
okay,
you
those are empty
those
strings?
ones there are actually are empty string.
I mean, yeah, you can't have a vector that you just cherry pick. and do
Exactly.
X,
So it's
right?
like so
Okay.
that is technically wasted space because of like whatever the SS thing is. But yeah,
Yeah, I see. I see. Dang. all right.
I'm not sure how I should delete the previous one. Okay, hear me out and see if you guys what you guys think. I was thinking like storing it into a temp, obviously, and then dot clear the cache or something at that previous element, and then returning the temp.
and previous element, what
Like
what-
previous,
disk?
it will be the previous this, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought as well, but
And you do this like within the
wait,
recursion.
you do dot clear, right? Not like you don't just set it to an empty string.
Yeah, no, don't send it to an empty string. You
Yeah.
do dot clear it. Because the dot clear actually messes with the size and like it actually deletes.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense because it would still have the size even if it's an empty string.
Yeah, and I'm sure that his
Oh.
tester is looking at the sizes as part of the your cache ain't the same as mine.
I mean, nuances, honestly, with everything.
Let me try it. Let me see if I can just get this down right now. Never mind.
Yeah, I'll take a crack at this, and hopefully I don't have to visit this again. I'll probably maybe just message you on the side or something.
We have until week 6 anyway, right? Which
Yeah,
is-
yeah. I know for a fact as soon as I'm done with this, I don't want to like relearn
I have to
what
look at
the
it again.
problem was exactly. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
but
I mean-
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't docked any of them. I just pop them like next.
Yeah. I mean, no,
Next.
that's a legit strategy, right? Just try to finish it as there's no guarantee you're gonna finish all of them, right? So
And then
just do it
Yeah.
first. Yeah, come back. But
And then
Yeah.
I heard like the later ones are even harder. I'm like, oh man.
Bro, I'm already
Think-
struggling right now.
I think the automaton one is like really interesting. Like the application seems super cool, but it's just like really tough.
Dude, you gotta
I
watch,
just wish
like,
there was more
the-
details on the. Michaela, I know you're there. Please help me with this extreme bit, okay? Is your mic
I don't
okay?
think we can hear
Oh
you.
no, sure.
Yeah.
Oh no, she texted.
Hello?
Yeah,
Oh,
now
there
I
it
can-
goes.
Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, hey,
Hi, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Gosh, no wonder I've been talking this whole time and I was like,
Oh.
I never heard you.
no one's heard
Probably
me.
ignored you.
I was like, okay. Hold on one sec. Let me see if I can get my headset to work. One moment. Oh, the hell.
I thought you just didn't like it. so-
You've just been ignoring
No, I was talking. I was like, oh, I'm like, I don't know. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. I put my headset on mute and I didn't even realize it.
Fantastic.
Okay, so you're talking about the extreme bit?
Yes, and why it alternates. And
Oh, give me 1 second. I had something here. So I'm just trying to look up my code real quick. What the heck? Where did it go?
Guys, oh, one more question. Is there supposed to be a Discord group or something? Because I saw some people. No,
No.
right? Okay.
No, he doesn't want us to have one, I think so.
Damn.
Oh, I see.
'Cause he said you don't get participation off of it, and
Yeah.
there isn't one.
The issue with
Oh.
Reddit is that it's too async. Like I want to be able to ask questions and get a response and then like send something out immediately. So
You do like first one to respond gets a $20 gift card.
yeah,
Ugh.
yeah, like the back and forth because the confusion is rough.
So for the extreme bit, I would say in each iteration, insert the extreme bit at the beginning of temp and append it at the end. Does that make sense?
Can you say that again? Sorry.
Oh, in each iteration, insert the extreme bit at the beginning of temp and append it at the end.
Okay.
But don't you have to append it multiple times depending on what num parents is, or no?
Let me,
Or maybe I misunderstood.
No, he did say that, but like I think the test case it was just 3 non-parents. He didn't do 5 or more.
Oh, so it was
So if
always
you-
3. I made like a switch for that, but I guess
Yeah.
it's always just 1. I mean, the switch will always just go to 1. Okay. All right.
Wait,
I
Kayla,
tried
did
to
you
d-
have to? Oh, sorry.
oh, sorry. I
Yeah.
had tried to use a switch, but that didn't work for me for whatever reason. So it's great if you could use one. It wouldn't work
I-
for me.
Yeah, I guess, but yeah.
Can you say that again with the temp? What do you mean by that? The temp vector?
Yeah, the temp vector.
Okay, and temp vector meaning like when you have your original like vector and you've got to pad out stuff, you got to
Mhm.
add from the front and the back, right? But my question is, on my drawing earlier, the next generation, why does the extreme vector have to change? Or I would call it padding. Why does the padding have to change?
Why does it
Each-
have to change?
Each
Let's
level,
see.
yeah.
Hold on, give me 1 second.
Because I mean, if you look at like the drawing of the pyramid, all the extreme vectors are all zeros all the time. But if you start labeling them as like ones or whatever, then you'll have alternating like black and white or stars and
Let me see how I can explain this. I'm like so bad at explaining things like without giving code out.
sure.
Let's see, give me a second.
Or is this just like is this also just like part of the rules, like or this part of the description of the project? Like, am I overthinking this or?
Wait, and what you explain, I know you're currently working on a question,
Yeah,
but I was just gonna say, like, and what you explained explains what to do with the value of the extreme bit. But I guess what
Yes.
I'm confused with is
Uh-huh.
when should we reassign the extreme bit to a different value? Because it does change. The extreme bit does change from a 0 to 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or depending on what the rule is, it does change. It might not change at all, depending on.
Yeah, and I guess what I got from earlier talking with you guys is that the extreme bit changes based off the rule of each edge of the next gen, or yeah. Okay.
So the extreme bit occurs after the generation of the next generation of the cellular automaton. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Say that one more time.
Yeah.
It changes.
So it occurs after the generation of the next generation of the automaton. Sorry, I'm just trying to go through my notes because I did a lot of these before the course started.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I kind of just had a lot of time on my hands and I did them like a month before like a month ago. So I'm
He's the
like
pro.
trying to like.
Yeah,
He's
so
the
you're
pro.
you're making us feel, I feel a lot better now because you're just blasting through these and
I see all those tips coming in. I'm like, damn, what the hell?
Yeah, no,
Amazing, yeah.
I wrote the tips down, so I was like, okay, so I can like kind of go back and like remind myself, and then, so I actually found that like better because it was easier to, so I pupped all them, and then I just had to dog them. So,
yeah.
so let me see if I could.
Well, what I did for
So,
the
extra- Oh, sorry. Are you like
no,
when
let
you
the pro
use-
talk. I'll let you print the pro talk. Go, go.
Oh no. So are you the extreme bit is, are you reassigning it to the last element of the rules using rules back? The rules back?
I'm using back and
function?
front. I mean, just because it happens to work out that way because it's either
Oh, okay.
it's either like for a three parent,
Uh-huh.
it's either 1 1 1 or it's 0 0 0. So it naturally both ends of the vector, right? So I just pull off from
For
the
mine, I have if the extreme bit is non-zero, then it's a rules back, and then if the extreme bit is 0, it's a rules front. Is that how you?
yeah, that's exactly. But that's what I
Okay.
did. And it just like that's just kind of like how it worked out. But like I honestly don't understand why. Like I don't know why we need to change the extreme bit. Like it's just padding.
I think I don't really know. Like, I think I just kind of messed with mine as well. Like,
Yeah.
I went back and forth with these kind of a bit.
Wait, so if I could reiterate kind of, so if the extreme bit, the current extreme bit is not 0, then we reassign the extreme bit to the literal most left index of the rule, like value of the rule. Is that right? And then
Yes.
and then if the extreme bit is 0, you
Mhm.
assign the next extreme bit to the most right index value of
Yeah.
the rule. Okay.
I mean, it just works out that way because, yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
since if you go to the infinity on both sides, like you said, you know, like if you pad out all the way through, it's either going to be all zeros or all ones. And so, you know, for the binary, the binary of that would be 1 1 1. And if you convert that to the decimal, it ends up being the 7th vector, which ends up, you know, being the back. And then the opposite happens. If there's all zeros for binary, and that converts to the 0 index. That's the form.
Oh, okay, and that's how it
You
connects to
understand?
kind of his reasoning.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
yeah,
really complicated, but I guess I get it. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's just a hacky way to do it. I mean, my original way, like I just put in if the binary convert, if it gets to index 7, instead of you can do rules back, or you can do rules to the 7th, or you can do rules to 0, but it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. So I ended up doing, I didn't do front back, but I did the 0 and 7. But it's the same yeah, logic. But I don't know. I think maybe what I'm going to go to bed with is just the rules for what CA is supposed to look like. The extreme bit's supposed to alternate. It's just like logically looking at the pictures, I don't understand why we need to do that. But
Agree.
yeah, I'll look at that. All right, but number 4 wasn't that bad though. Like,
For me, it was okay. It was okay.
okay,
It wasn't as bad as the third one.
all right.
Two, and the third one, we're only dealing with like one dimensional. Like Game of Life is supposed to be 2, right? I'm like, what?
Dude, I was starting to write this in Python just because that's just easier for me, and like kind of ruins the point of this whole class, right? You know, so just to figure out what the hell is going on. All right, guys, I'm out. Thank you so much for the help, especially for the cache. Like, I think I understand it now. I think I just blew up the space a lot, so I'm gonna resize it down.
Yeah,
have
if
any
you ask a
questions?
question on Reddit, I'll try to respond quickly.
Yeah. Or I'll just hog up a lot of time next time or next
Okay.
meeting to get that sorted out. All right.
Yeah, and
All right,
thanks so much
appreciate
for
it, y'all.
the extreme bit, especially Kayla.
Yeah. Look at, put that in. It has to be done at the end of every generation or whatever. So
Okay.
that'll save you a lot of time.
Mhm.
All right, I'm gonna head out too then.
All right,
Thank you.
thanks, y'all.
Right.
Thank you. Good luck. Bye bye.